Alright guys, this is an Old Air Products kit in a 79 Silverado. What I'm having to do is the blower motor has burned up and you can't find nothing online on how to fix this. I didn't install this kit. Only other Vintage Air style kit I've installed is a Vintage Air kit on a 67 Dodge Coronet RT. This is my first Old Air Products kit that I've had to really deal with. Anyways, the blower motor is burnt up, and looking up under the dash, it looked like it was going to be a job. Thankfully, so far how far I've gotten this off, and all it is this sits up on the end of that box right there, sits up in there, screws on or slides on, and then it's got screws that hold it, and then this sits on top of it, and that's what distributes your air to different vents and whatnot. Anyways, what you have to do is you got a screw up on top right here on the side, or on the front facing side right here and right there, and you'll see it'll be right there and right there. And then you've got one up under the bottom is right here, and it screws in from down this way. Anyways, you got them screws. Then you have a screw up on this piece that attaches. You can see the screw hole right there. You unscrew it from this location right here. This whole unit pops up, and you have to put some force into it to get it up. It's also got a piece of Velcro that attaches to the top of the heater box over here, right there. And then it's got another piece that mounts on the bottom side of it. Not sure if that was factory, I'm guessing it is. Anyways, that holds this side of it down. So that's how far I've gotten. And then this, just after you get all the screws out, the one screw there and two screws on the front, one screw on the bottom, and then the one screw on the side here for the vent. After you get all them out, you pop that up like I said, get it out of the way, and then the whole unit just slides off. And then it's got these little clips right here that hold the back of it together. Another one's still attached up in there. That's how far I've gotten right now. So I'm learning just as y'all are. So anyways, let's attempt to swap this motor out. I got this back out on the table. You've got a clip right here, one up top, one right here, and I've still got to remove this one right here. All you do is put the needle nose on it, pick up on it, and it just pries off. Got some sticky tape there. I have to just move that out of the way, I guess. Sorry if I'm jerking the camera around a lot. Let me see. Alright. That little clip right there comes off. Like a fuel line hook clamp for like a lawnmower or something. And then I'm guessing probably gonna have to put some power into that to get it off. But I'm gonna do that and then I'll come back. I don't want to break nothing. Alright, back on this. You see it's got a little kind of a keyed shaft on the back of this. It's the same way. This was just a little cocked on it, and it was real hard to, it was stuck. So I just simply kind of just twisted it the opposite way. And anyways, I done got it stuck again. Anyways, got it off. And that's it. So that's out of the way. Looks like you've got a screw here, or a nut here, I'll figure out the sizes and I'll come back and undo that, and then we should have it off. All right, I finally got it blown apart. This son of a gun has been hot. It is junk. Look, made in China, and you can tell it because it's junk. Unfortunately, that one's made in China too. You may not have as much trouble as I had getting this apart, but let me tell you what I had to do. This right here, this box that slips over the heater box housing, it screws right there. But also, this is the holder for the blower motor. It screws in as well. So what I had to do, it's got 3 Phillips head screws. Had to unscrew it and pull the whole unit out. And I'll tell you, sorry, I know I'm jerking the phone around, but hey, I hadn't seen any other videos about how to do this, so deal with it. The problem with this one is that blower motor has gotten so hot. This is like melted and warped. You can tell it. Look at it. It's oblong. That's supposed to be round from what I've gathered. So, this plastic right here, and right here was like, I mean, you can still see some black plastic on the threads right here. It's like melted to these studs. So I had to, motor goes in it like so. Okay, shaft passes through that hole right there. I had to pick it up after I undone the bolts and hit it on the table like that to drive that motor out of this plastic housing. That's where I'm at. So, you may just have to wing it like I did if you end up having to do this. Hopefully you don't. Alright, got this new motor back in to this housing. As you see, it's got this white rubber piece. Goes around the motor, pretty much keeps it from rattling against the plastic. And then it's got another white rubber grommet. It goes on the front side of the motor right here. If you look back in the video, you can see where that rubber grommet was around all of them studs and stuff. Anyways, it just keeps it from rattling and kind of dampens the, vibration, I guess, on the motor itself. Also, new motor. I wired it up just like the old one was. The old one had the yellow and the blue. Let me get these wires unintertwined. The yellow and the blue was looped together. Did this one the same way. And of course these hook up under the dash. You got your 3-prong plug, and then you got your red, I'm guessing that's a power wire. Imagine this, variables, the speeds, I don't know. So, anyways, now I can put all that housing, and this back together, and then I'll come back. Alright, now with a little video magic, I've remembered, I had to sit here and scrub my head and look back at old videos. I had to remember how that orientated with the back of this and the front of that, and yeah, best before you even pull any of this apart, take you a paint marker and put notches right here. Say 1 for, that way that lines up, and then maybe 2 notches right here and 2 notches on that, so that lines up. That way you just don't get it backwards. Yeah. Anyways, so now that slid right back on like it's supposed to. Put the clamp or the hose clamp deal on it. Got it on, it spins freely. Now to assemble this back, put my clips back on that I've probably strode everywhere, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll video back when I get it assembled. Okay, quick cutting. Hopefully you don't have to take all this apart, and hopefully your motor just slides right out of that deal, and you don't have to disassemble the 3 pieces. And but if you do, mark this as well, okay? Make sure your wires are going to be able to be long enough to run out, because the way this was before, this wire wouldn't even go through the housing. This wire would, had a lot of length to it. Don't really remember exactly how it was originally. Seemed like this one was shorter like it is like this, and this one was the longer one. Anyways, make sure you do that. And of course, once I get it screwed back down, take this and just zip tie that up. That way it don't get caught in your fan motor or whatever. Never know. Alright, so I got it back in. It's all back together. All back in. Got the screws right there holding that. This is the top piece I was talking about earlier. That it's got a screw over here to the side. Let me see if I can, yeah, right here. Undo that screw. And after you do that, all this just lifts up. It's got a piece of Velcro over here, like I explained earlier. But all that's back down over that like it's supposed to be. And I dropped the clip. But anyways, nothing left to do now but hook up the hoses. I've done checked to make sure the motor's it's working. So all that's back in, back together, and like I said, all I gotta do is put the hoses back on, and then just put the glove box and all back on, zip tie these wires back up under the dash like they was. But other than that, that's all there is to it. Not as bad as I was expecting it to be, I will say. But anyways, that's it. Thank you.